Good morning.
Hello.
It is a Vlogmas day.
17.
17. Which means...
Oh, well this has to go to 0 then. And then this one goes to 9.
9.
It's crazy. I can't believe there's 9 days until Christmas.
That's crazy.
I have presents to wrap.
You do?
And buy.
Yeah, my presents to unwrap.
Stocking stuffers.
Yeah. We got a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably going to do some of it today after we get back from work.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
So we'll see after work. Hi, Maui. Would you like some treats from your advent calendar? Don't look too excited. Okay, let's go get some treats. Want some treats? Let's go. Well, let's go. Well, come on. Want some treats? Come on. Yeah, no, wake up. Come on. Let's go get treats. Let's go get treats. Come on. Come on. There we go. We apparently missed out on the 15th as well. I don't remember. I guess maybe that was last night. Or are these... Uh-oh. You're going to be getting 2 advent calendar treats. How exciting is that? So he's actually really been enjoying these treats. At first he was kind of like, I don't know. And now he's like, everyone he gets he digs into, right? So just a little bit of an update on what we did today. We both got home at different times. We both went out to Target, and we were somehow there. So Amanda got out of work at like 3:30. I got out of work around, it was almost 6 o'clock. And we both ended up at the same Target at the same time. She left straight after work. I left straight after work, so that tells you how long Amanda was at Target. Both are doing some final Christmas shopping, which is nice. We got home. Our friend Noelle was here. We talked for a little bit, had a great time. And then we watched the first episode of The Imagineering Story. So we're really behind on our Disney Plus, but it's mostly because it's the holiday season. We don't have much time together right now, and when we do, we're watching Christmas movies. But tonight we watched the first episode in The Imagineering Story, and that was amazing. There are some things in there that we've never seen before. Stories and new like pictures and videos that we've never heard of, never knew existed. So that was so cool. And then just hearing some of the Imagineers talk about Walt and his story and his vision and how everything came together. It's just so cool. So highly suggest the Imagineering Story. Also highly suggest Disney Plus, because besides even just that, it's an incredible platform that has so many different movies and cartoons and all sorts of things on there. So we highly suggest that. Alright, so Amanda and I have been struggling really hard to keep these vlogs interesting when we are working separate shifts and coming home, and then we have like an hour or two together before we go to bed, and we usually spend it either, you know, doing some stuff around the house or just like watching a Christmas movie. And I know you guys have been really incredible with saying, you know, like you understand. But we're also kind of really dedicated to doing a vlog every day and doing something interesting. And so we apologize for the vlogs that are short. Like I believe yesterday's vlog was very short. But we want to keep it interesting, and we have things planned that will be fun and cool to talk about. Like in the next coming days, my family's coming down, and we're going to go back to Galaxy's Edge. We're gonna, hopefully, we're trying to go to a Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party this year. So that's a big possibility while they're here. We're also going to go see Star Wars Rise of Skywalker this week as well. And then it comes Christmas week, and we'll do a thing for Christmas. We'll show you presents. We'll, you know, show you our whole Christmas day and Christmas dinner, New Year's Eve, things like that. So there will be some things interesting, but we apologize for the ones kind of like this today that are a little bit short. With that being said, though, I kind of have an idea of like a little topic for tonight to talk about, and hopefully Amanda's literally she fell asleep during the Imagineering story. Basically, anytime we put on a movie, she's done. She's knocked out. So she'll hopefully do one of these soon. We'll try to get her on here and to remember to do one. But what I want to talk about tonight is a little bit more of my Disney career and like what I've done and how I got where I am. So that way you guys really truly know what I'm doing now, what I've done, or any cool things that might interest you, because I do feel like my Disney career has been a really fun one so far. So let's get started. My Disney career got started by doing the Disney College program. Like a lot of people who do work down here, I would say maybe 40% of the workers have done the college program, and that might be selling it very short. But a lot of people do get their start with the Walt Disney Company through the Disney College program, and that's how mine got started. So back in 2012, I was lucky enough to know that the college program was coming around, and I wanted to apply for it, and it was in the fall, I believe. Yeah, it was in the fall, around August, late August, early September. Is when the applications came out. I applied for it. I applied for attractions. I think I also put in maybe merchandise at the time, front desk, because I had a little bit of history with that. I don't know what my other options were, but mostly I was in it for attractions. Well, it took about a week and a half to 2 weeks before I got accepted into the program. I got accepted for attractions, which was really, really exciting. So my college program began in January of 2013. It was a spring advantage program, so that meant that I was going to be there from January to August. So it was like January 21st to August 7th. I believe that was the exact dates. I believe that, yeah, I believe that was what it was. And so I moved down there, and I was lucky enough that my best friend from home did it with me, so he was my roommate. I had some really good friends that we met through the Facebook group, and they ended up being our housemates. So go a little bit shorter with all the college program stuff and not get into too many details, but more about like work stuff. So I found out that I was going to be attractions at Hollywood Studios on Sunset Boulevard. Well, before I came down there, that was my hope. I really wanted to work at Sunset because I loved Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror. I was like, Sunset's amazing. It's the best place to be. So it was cool enough that that was my home location for my college program. Well, it started off at probably my least desired location there, which was Fantasmic. Now, I do enjoy Fantasmic. I don't care for Walt Disney World's Fantasmic as much, especially now after seeing Disneyland's Fantasmic live. That was incredible. But I do still like the show. I think it's great. It just needs to be updated. But that's where I started. I started at Fantasmic. I actually really enjoyed the program there. I had a lot of cool friends from a lot of different places, a lot of different ICPs, which is International College Program kids. So that was always really cool. So that was fun. It was fun working at Fantasmic. But within about a month and a half there, I went to our coordinator of training, and at the time I was studying mechanical engineering, so I wanted to get more into the rides and learn more about the rides. And so I went up to him and I talked to him about this. I was like, is there any way I can go to an attraction like Rock and Roller Coaster or Tower and be able to network? And he said, you know what, it's a great idea, let me try to get you over there. After that, I actually got trained at Theater of the Stars, which is where Beauty and the Beast is, so also known as TOTS. I was only there for the 2 days of training they had, and then the third day was assessment. That was the only time I worked that location. And then the day after I finished my assessment there, I started my training at Rock and Roller Coaster. I got trained at Rock and Roller Coaster in like March, early March, I believe. And that was it. I never looked back. I don't know if I might have got one more Fantasmic shift after that, but the rest of my college program was at Rock and Roller Coaster. I really enjoyed working there. Aerosmith is my favorite band. Rock and Roller Coaster was my favorite ride, so I was like, this is perfect. I really got into the theming, the storyline. It was just so much fun there. It was also such a fast-paced environment, and I love that. I like doing stuff that really keeps me busy and going. I feel like I have a purpose for the day. So Rock and Roller Coaster was a good home for me at the time. So my program was coming up to an end in August, and I was having a decision to make. Do I extend my program? Do I try to stay full-time or part-time at Disney? What do I do? Because there was a good chance that I could have stayed down there. Amanda and I were dating at the time, and she was fully prepared to do the college program and or move down, and we talked about it a lot, but I made the decision to go back home and get my degree back at Tennessee Tech University. It was a good decision. Luckily, Amanda gave up everything and moved down to Tennessee with me, which was something that is not very easy to do, especially for her. But she did it anyway. So my Disney career didn't end though. I found out that they had a seasonal program, and so when you're seasonal with Disney, you have certain requirements you have to meet. And it's a little bit different now than what it was when I was seasonal. So that was how it was. It was a little bit more difficult to kind of do that unless you just came down here. Every year you came down here at the exact same time. For me, I didn't. I came down very sporadically. It was a lot of winter breaks, a lot of fall breaks, spring breaks, summer. So it wasn't as easy. And then of course, when you're here working, you gotta find someone to live with or a place to stay to maintain those hours. Enough about seasonal, though. Let's dive deep down into how I got back here. So I maintained seasonal through the rest of my college career, I guess you could say, or my time in college. And I was still on Sunset, so same place, Rock and Roller Coaster. Every time I come down, it'd be Rock and Roller Coaster. So I did this from August of 2013 all the way up until May of 2017. Technically June or July of 2017, because that's when Amanda and I moved down here. So we both graduated. She graduated the year before me, so I was the last to graduate, and we decided, this is where we wanted to be. We wanted to make a career out of it and see what we could do here in Florida. So we did. So we moved in May of 2017. Amanda applied a couple of months before we moved, and she got a job in Monorail, so that was her first Disney job. And like I said, hopefully she'll be able to tell you guys a little bit more about that and her start and what she's doing now. But and so I came back down and I continued my career on Sunset. I applied for full-time and part-time. I ended up getting part-time first, so I just took it because I needed something a little bit more stable than seasonal. And I believe that was July. It wasn't June. It was July when I got part-time. But before that, since I moved back down, I had great knowledge of the ride, so I became a trainer immediately. They posted for it in June, and I believe that time frame, I think that's about right. I got to be a trainer at Rock and Roller Coaster. This was really cool. I like developing people. That's something that I really enjoy, and that's what got me into leadership. If you didn't know my background, I have a business management degree, a bachelor's, and the reason why I got into management is developing people and helping people succeed and do well in a job. So that's what I like to do. So training was a very hands-on level of that, which is really, really cool. And that's what I got to do at Rock and Roller Coaster. I got to teach people how to operate the ride, or how to do well, and how to be efficient, and bring the 4 keys out to the guest, and of course, for your own day, your own work day. I did that up until I left, which we'll get to that, but I was trainer for a good while. And then not too long after, they posted after I got part-time in July, they posted for co-pro or relief coordinating. Co-pro is coordinator proficient. So back to the whole proficiency things, it's just to say that you have the coordinator skills, but you're only doing it part-time. And that's what I did. I got that, and that was incredible. That's basically a next level up. It's kind of the best way to describe that is kind of like an assistant manager. And this is for, you know, the people who truly don't know what it is, or you know, have little, just a little bit of knowledge of it. But it's basically like an assistant manager. You handle the daily operation and the attraction afloat, keeping it going. So coordinating is honestly a lot of fun. Like you get to split time in the operation, helping out your cast and setting them up for success, giving them the tools to succeed. And then the other half of your day, you're spending it with guests and learning about their stories and helping them create memories. So being a coordinator is really cool. I really enjoyed coordinating. I really enjoyed training. So yeah, so there's that. And then, geez, I'm trying to think. I got full-time. You know what? I think I got part-time like in June, and then I got full-time in July. I believe that's what it was of the same year. Everything came really fast around that time. So I did that for a good while, and then around December, I believe, or I think it was maybe November, our attraction and area wanted to do tours. And these tours are only for cast members. It was something that other areas could send their cast on. It's kind of like a little cast retreat, something fun, something as a thank you for your hard work. It was free for the cast. And so they would come and they'd learn about different rides. And of course, for us, they were learning about Rock and Roller Coaster. So I was chosen as one of the startup people to get that program going, because we did tours a while back, but we stopped them for at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years. So I got to be a part of that again and got to get that going, get that script kind of together. And I did that for a good while as well. I was, you know, waking up really early in the morning to come to work, and these cast members were coming to learn all the history and see backstage of Rock and Roller Coaster. And that was really cool, because that's things that, you know, not many people get to do, or many people get to learn about. A lot of people can come and they can train at an attraction, or they can be a coordinator and all that, but not many people get to say that they got to go on a backstage tour of a certain attraction or location and learn about these stories, or learn about these parts of history, which is pretty awesome. And I enjoy history, I really do. So if you guys kind of see the progression here, I got to do a lot of things I really enjoyed so far. So I did all this all the way up until the summer of 2018. And so with that being said, the summer of 2018 brought on a really cool part of my life. At this point, Galaxy's Edge was posting for people to come work, to do a test and adjust. Well, I didn't really know too much about test and adjust at the time. I had a couple of friends from Rock and Roller Coaster that went and did the Toy Story Land test and adjust, and they kind of told me what they did, and I was like, yeah, it kind of sounds pretty cool. Yeah, you know, you get to work on these rides, work with these engineers and Imagineers, and test the rides. I was like, yeah, okay. And so it just kind of happened. I went to my proprietor at the time, and I was like, so I think I want to do test and adjust. And I was like, here's why. So I kind of gave my reasons, which were, you know, just I wanted to learn more. I wanted to build on my skills and do something I thought I could, you know, go to a place where I thought I could improve on some areas of weaknesses of mine. And he was like, okay, cool. And about a week later, I got a call to go to one of the big office building, not office buildings, but like kind of like leadership buildings and studios. They're like, hey, we need you to come down here. We have someone that needs to talk to you. And I was like, okay. I was actually really worried. I think I was training. Oh, you know what, guys? I totally skipped a big part of this. Let's bridge it in here, because I was actually training at Tower of Terror. So late June of 2018, I got to go over and train at Tower of Terror, which we'll get into a little bit more, but that's by far my favorite attraction to ever work at. But this will kind of blend all in together, okay? So back on track, because I just trained there. I just got called over to the office, and one of the leaders a couple of the leaders for the project were there, and they had a couple of us from Sunset. It was me and 3 other cast members that were sitting in this room. And they said, do you know why we have you guys here? No? Why? Well, because you guys are going to go to Galaxy's Edge and be a part of our Test and Just team. So that was a really cool moment that some of the top leaders of this project came and like got to tell us that we're going over for Galaxy's Edge. There was only 30 casts selected as part of the first round for Galaxy's Edge Test and Just. So I felt very proud and honored to be a part of that team and picked so early. And this thing it's not necessarily where you go, hey, I want to do this, and then your leader's like, yep, you know what, you got it. You know, there's a lot of people that want to do these things, and so your leaders, obviously you have to have interest, but then your leaders have to pick you out for being, you know, like kind of a standout in your area, or someone who's a hard worker, who does really well, who brings some kind of skill set. It's a little bit above average. That's usually how the choices go, how they pick for those things. So it really said a lot that my leaders thought highly of me to be a part of that first round. Really cool. Well, testing didn't start until a month after that. So I got that news and that information, but testing didn't start. So this is when I get to go back to Tower of Terror, and I got a lot of shifts over there. I thoroughly enjoyed working at Tower of Terror. The reason why is because it is just so much theming and guest interaction. It's incredible. I mean, for most of you guys who actually been and have seen Tower of Terror in person, you know what I'm talking about. But I know there's some viewers on here that have never been to Disney World or are hoping to. But Tower of Terror is the ideal dark ride, is the ideal Disney ride, in the sense that it truly immerses you into a story, and it creates this theme and this like environment that you step into the building and you suddenly feel like you're there, and you feel like these aren't cast members anymore. These are true bellhops. These are true people that are the workers of the tower, the Hollywood Tower, and it's just so much fun. Like I got to be a creepy bellhop, and sometimes people mistake bellhops as they're supposed to be scary or mean, and that's actually not true at all. The bellhops are actually supposed to be very, very nice, almost too friendly, almost like they know something that you don't know, and they're not going to tell you about it. And that was the fun part of playing it, because I'm not a frowning person. That's more of Haunted Mansion, and so like I said, that really wasn't me. So I kind of created my own character. My ideal there was that I was really happy and really friendly, but I also had a sense of urgency, but kind of like just weird. Like I would do things that were almost kind of wacky-ish. I would speed up talking and then slow down. I did all kinds of things. Some days I come in and just do something different overall, but that was kind of the character I was portraying. It was just someone that was just kind of just all over the place and just seemed disheveled. It was just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun interacting with guests and getting everyone really immersed into the storyline of Tower. So I really enjoyed that. I did that for all the way up until recently, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So I worked Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, did all of these things while I was still working or while I got to Galaxy's Edge for Test and Just. So when the Test and Just process started, we worked a lot of shifts, but not every day were we needed for the project. So these days that we weren't needed, we were sent back to our home locations. So my home location obviously was Sunset, so that's where I go, and I'd have a shift there. So I did all this stuff basically all the way up until about May of 2019. But we'll get to that in just a moment. So Test and Just Galaxy's Edge. I really can't get too much into specifics of certain things because it's just the nature of it, and there's still other projects coming up. But we'll give you a little more background about it. So Test and Just, like I said, is where you work alongside of these Imagineers and engineers, and you ride prep. Basically, you get these rides, you do a lot of tests for them to get these rides ready for the public. It can be as big or small kind of test as you're thinking. It's what we do to go the extra mile to ensure guest safety, to literally running a test that is the actual operation of the ride. Test and adjust is such an interesting and really cool thing to do that people have come up and they're like, I thought about testing, should I do it? Same with Amanda. And I'm like, yeah, if you have the opportunity to do it, test and adjust, do it, because you learn so much, you gain so many skills, you're around a lot of other really talented cast members. So you just never knew what the day entailed, but it was a lot of fun doing it, and I spent a great amount of time. I gained a lot of new friends, and just seeing the attraction being built from the ground up was incredible. And so when we started at Millennium Falcon first, so Smuggler's Run. That was where the project really started. So we started there. It was about a month and a half, and on my timeline with Galaxy's Edge is a little off because there was so much, and I had a weird schedule as well. But I believe it's about a month and a half I was at Smuggler's. And then after that, they pulled a lot of us over to Rise the Resistance. And that's where I spent most of the rest of the project. I did have a couple of shifts here and there at Smuggler's Run, but not many. I mostly spent all my time at Rise the Resistance. So that's my baby. I love her to death. It's so funny going and riding it the other day. I was like, oh, I remember when I used to sit here. Like, I just remember all the time just hanging out and being in certain locations, and it's like, wow, it's weird now. There's people in the building and in places that I've never seen people before. But yeah, so I did that for a while, and my schedule got kind of crazy. There was a time where I was third shift, and I would go in no earlier than 10 o'clock at night and not come home till about 7:30 in the morning. Some of it was a lot of fun, some of it was it was really exhausting, but seeing the project now come to an end and seeing it completed, it makes it all worth it. But during that time, it was around May, I got selected to be part of our opening team trainer for Galaxy's Edge. And they didn't tell us, like, they said, hey, some of you guys are going to be Smugglers, some of you guys are going to be Rise, some of you guys are going to be both. I was part of the group that was both. So here I said that this is going to be another short vlog, and I'm talking for like 30 minutes, so I apologize. I'm going to wrap it up a little bit quicker. So it was, yeah, around May. I think I said March earlier. If I did, I'm sorry. It was May when I got hired as a full-time Galaxy's Edge trainer. It's probably going to be part of the opening team. So around that time, I also got an opportunity to work with the Disney Vacation Club as a sales operations coordinator. This is the hardest job to explain. Used to, I'd be like, oh yeah, I work on the project team. Oh yeah, I work at Tower. Yeah, I work at Coaster. Now they're like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I work for the Disney Vacation Club. I'm a sales coordinator. And they're like, oh, okay, so you sell. I'm like, oh, no, I don't sell. And they're like, oh, you're the ones in the park that get people to go on tours? I'm like, oh, no, not that either. And like, oh, okay, that's cool. So what it is, so let's say that I'll kind of walk you through the progression of this whole operation. So let's say you're in the park or you're in the resort and you see these cast members. They have on like the blue shirts and they're at the kiosk. They're the ones who try to get you to go on tour with a Disney Vacation Club guide. So if you're interested in DVC, you would go up and you would talk to them. They'd say, hey, we're going to get you on a tour so you can learn more. At this point, that's the ASA, that's Event Sales Associate. So they get you a tour set up, and this is where you come and you see me. So transportation will either get you there or you'll take transportation yourself. And you will come to these locations that we have. They're in different locations, and that's where I say, hi, welcome home. I get you all checked in. I'm the one who gets you set up with a guide. I get you to a guide's office or location, and I take care of some of the back end, more office technical stuff with all of it. You set with the guide, you learn more about it, you leave. That's kind of what I do. That's the little like progression, and that's where I'm at now. I'm really enjoying Disney Vacation Club. I've learned so many things that of course, about the Vacation Club, but my family have been members since '96. but I learned more about certain skills and office technical skills that I just didn't have before. And getting into leadership, it's something that I thought would really round me out, and honestly, that's what it's done. So every day I go to work, I'm happy. I've been happy since I've started with the company. I really enjoy everything I've done and I do currently. My ride is just beginning. It's had a lot of ups and downs, but the downs were never so low that I couldn't get back up. I really enjoyed it because of the people, the guests, just the stories, and the fact that I'm a part of something that's way bigger than myself. I don't do this job because of what I get out of it. It's just to be a part of the story. It's just, that's what Disney's about, is the story and the memories you create, and the fact that I might not be the biggest thing you remember on your vacation, but I helped create something of your vacation, and maybe I did something that made your vacation special. That's just an extra bonus. So I hope you guys really enjoyed my journey, my Disney career, and I kind of forgot to mention, I'm not able to work at Sunset or Galaxy's Edge. The only job that I'm able to work right now is the Vacation Club. I do miss those other jobs. I miss working at Tower. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this with me. I really enjoyed telling you my story. I'm sorry it was long. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much. But if you have any questions about Disney careers or any more about what I've done, please ask. And like I said, also hopefully we'll get Amanda to do one so she doesn't forget and you can learn about her story, because her story is really cool too, especially what she's doing now. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this. I will see you guys tomorrow. So have a good night.